2026 is packed with new FPS games, and some of them look absolutely wild. From atmospheric horror shooters and large-scale military battles to ambitious RPGs and extraction experiences, there's a surprising amount of variety on the way. In this video, we're taking a look at 10 upcoming FPS games that have already caught our attention. Let's get started. Dark environments, abandoned locations, and the constant struggle for survival have always been at the heart of Metro, and Metro 2039 looks set to continue that tradition. Developed by 4A Games, the latest entry returns to the post-apocalyptic world that made the franchise one of the most recognizable names in the genre. Exploration, resource management, stealth, and intense firefights once again play a central role as players navigate dangerous environments where every bullet and every decision can matter. Atmospheric storytelling remains a major focus, with ruined settlements, hostile threats, and an overwhelming sense of isolation shaping the experience from beginning to end. The series' signature blend of immersion and first-person combat continues to define its identity, helping create the tension Metro is known for. By building on the foundations of previous entries while pushing the franchise forward, Metro 2039 stands out as one of the most anticipated story-driven shooters currently on the horizon. Ill takes place in a world consumed by a mysterious outbreak. As the situation spirals out of control, players must fight their way through hostile creatures while searching for answers behind the disaster. One of the game's standout features is its highly detailed interaction system. Enemies react dynamically during combat, environmental objects can be affected by gunfire, and weapons have a noticeable impact on the world around you. Survival goes beyond combat, with resource management, exploration, and investigation all playing an important role throughout the experience. The developers are also placing a strong emphasis on realistic animations, immersive interactions, and environmental storytelling to maintain tension from beginning to end. Combined with its unsettling atmosphere and detailed first-person gameplay, Ill is shaping up to be one of the more distinctive horror-themed shooters currently in development. Cyberpunk games are nothing new these days, but ExeKiller takes the genre in a different direction. Developed by Paradark Studio, this FPS combines a post-apocalyptic world with a classic Western atmosphere. Vast deserts, abandoned settlements, and people struggling to survive under the shadow of powerful corporations shape the world around you. You play as bounty hunter Denzel Phoenix, whose journey gradually pulls him into conflicts involving multiple factions. Combat is only one part of the experience, with stealth, dialogue choices, and different approaches to completing objectives also playing an important role. As you travel across semi-open regions, you can use vehicles, interact with various characters, and witness the consequences of your decisions throughout the story. By blending cyberpunk technology with the spirit of the Wild West, ExeKiller offers a setting that feels noticeably different from most sci-fi FPS games currently in development.
Go, 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 go! They're coming above me, party, sir!
More than 2 decades after its original release, Halo Combat Evolved is returning in a completely rebuilt form. Halo Campaign Evolved revisits Master Chief's first adventure with upgraded visuals, modernized cinematics, and refined controls while staying faithful to the story that helped define the Xbox era. In addition to the original campaign, the remake introduces 3 new missions featuring Master Chief and Sergeant Johnson. Additional weapons, vehicles, and gameplay modifiers also provide new ways to approach familiar encounters. Cooperative play remains a major focus, with support for up to 4 players online alongside cross-play and cross-progression features. Rather than simply updating the graphics, Halo Campaign Evolved looks to revisit a campaign that helped shape the Halo franchise while preserving the core experience that made the original so memorable.
Without the just.
At first glance, DEFECT looks like a stylish cyberpunk shooter, but the city at its center is what makes it stand out. Set in one of humanity's last remaining strongholds, the game features security forces, criminal organizations, and mercenaries all pursuing their own agendas. Overseeing everything is the System, a powerful AI that maintains its grip on the city. Missions go beyond straightforward firefights, with objectives ranging from tracking down targets and gathering intelligence to smuggling contraband or disrupting rival operations. Alongside its single-player content, DEFECT also includes co-op and multiplayer modes, featuring large-scale battles where several teams can clash at once. With dynamic objectives and an ongoing struggle between competing factions, the game aims to create situations that can unfold differently from one match to the next. Dense jungles and winding rivers create a very different battlefield in Hell Let Loose Vietnam. Moving the series from World War II to the Vietnam War, the game retains the large-scale tactical combat the franchise is known for while introducing new environments and challenges. Battles support up to 50 versus 50 players, with teamwork, communication, and map control remaining at the heart of every match. American forces can use helicopters to move troops across the battlefield, while North Vietnamese soldiers are able to construct tunnel networks that allow for surprise attacks and hidden movement. Patrol boats, thick vegetation, and varied terrain add even more layers to the combat, forcing squads to adapt to constantly changing situations. Multiple game modes return alongside new additions, all designed around coordinated squad tactics rather than individual heroics. By combining the tactical foundations of Hell Let Loose with the unique conditions of the Vietnam War, the game offers a fresh setting while staying true to the formula that made the series popular. While most World War I shooters focus on the Western Front, Gallipoli shifts the spotlight to the Ottoman campaigns. Developed by Black Mill Games, the game takes players from the shores of Gallipoli to the battlefields of Mesopotamia. Amphibious landings, harsh terrain, and war-torn settlements create an atmosphere that feels noticeably different from the studio's previous titles. Gallipoli is built around large-scale multiplayer battles where teamwork plays a central role. Different combat roles encourage players to coordinate with one another, making communication and positioning just as important as marksmanship. Realistic weapon handling, period-accurate equipment, and a strong focus on historical authenticity remain key parts of the experience. Following Verdun, Tannenberg, and Isonzo, Gallipoli explores a different theater of the First World War and highlights battles that rarely receive attention in modern FPS games, giving the series a fresh setting while staying true to its roots. Napoleonic Europe is not a setting we see very often in modern shooters, and Hunger takes full advantage of that. Set in a plague-ravaged world where a mysterious bacterium has transformed much of the continent, the game blends extraction shooter mechanics with long-term RPG progression. Every expedition is a risk, sending players into dangerous locations filled with infected horrors, valuable resources, and rival survivors looking to escape with the same loot. Combat combines firearms and brutal melee weapons, forcing players to adapt when ammunition becomes scarce or enemies get too close. Beyond the extraction loop, Hunger places a strong emphasis on character growth through quests, skills, crafting, and equipment upgrades that carry over between runs. Rather than focusing purely on firefights, it builds a larger progression system around survival and exploration, giving each expedition a greater sense of purpose. The city of Port Desire is filled with corruption, powerful corporations, and people willing to do whatever it takes to survive. No law places players in the role of Gray Harker, a former soldier trying to navigate a city where every decision can have lasting consequences. Built as a first-person RPG, the game combines gunplay, exploration, and player choice, allowing different approaches to objectives depending on how you want to handle each situation. Some encounters can be resolved through direct confrontation, while others reward stealth, investigation, or careful planning. The world reacts to your actions, with choices influencing both the story and the people around you. Alongside its cyber noir setting, the game also places a strong emphasis on immersive systems and environmental storytelling, encouraging players to uncover more about the city and its inhabitants. With its mix of RPG mechanics, first-person combat, and player-driven decision-making, No Law is shaping up to be a distinctive entry in the genre.
You reap what you sow.
PUBG Black Budget takes the franchise in a very different direction. Built around high-risk missions and valuable loot, the game revolves around entering dangerous areas, completing objectives, and escaping with whatever equipment you can carry. Every expedition comes with meaningful risk, as losing a firefight can mean losing the gear you worked hard to obtain. Different approaches to objectives allow players to decide when to engage, when to stay hidden, and when to walk away from a fight entirely. Progression also plays an important role, encouraging players to return to increasingly dangerous locations in search of better rewards. By shifting away from traditional battle royale gameplay and embracing the extraction shooter formula, PUBG Black Budget focuses on a very different kind of tension where every decision and every piece of gear can matter. Few upcoming first-person games look as ambitious as Clockwork Revolution. Set in the steampunk city of Avalon, the story revolves around a device known as the chronometer, which allows you to travel into the past and alter key moments in history. Those changes don't just affect a few characters. They can reshape entire districts, social classes, and the future of the city itself. At the center of the conflict is Lady Ironwood, a powerful figure who has manipulated history to secure her position at the top of society. Alongside its time-bending mechanics, the game features customizable weapons, character creation, dialogue choices, and a world that reacts to your decisions. Rather than following a fixed path, Clockwork Revolution places a strong emphasis on player choice and the consequences that come with it. With its blend of steampunk aesthetics, first-person combat, and large-scale timeline manipulation, it easily stands out as one of the most intriguing games currently on the horizon.